Hello friends, welcome back to the 15th day of live art. I can't believe it's 15th day already. This is Priya from Priya Arts Art Studio, where I teach art for all ages. I hope everybody's staying safe and you're all doing a fabulous job in staying at home. So we are going to do a fun art today with our families. Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday on May 10th. So we are going to do a Mother's Day special today. If you have not planned any surprise for the Mother's Day, so you can give today's art as a surprise to your moms. Meghna and Anjali have joined. Hi Meghna and Anjali. Hi Kevin, I'm doing good. How are you? So are you all ready with these items? We need oil pastels, pencils, erasers, ruler, paper. If you don't have oil pastels, you can use crayons or color pencils today. So I want to know how we are going to celebrate this Mother's Day. Mothers are very, very special. They care for their kids a lot, be it an animal, be it a bird or humans. Mothers are very special, we all know. So let's celebrate this Mother's Day by being good and giving them a surprise. If you have not planned anything, you can give today's art as a surprise to your moms. Satvik is here. Hi Satvik, good to see you. So I hope you're all ready with your materials to do today's art with your family. I have here Kavya and Ovia.
Hi.
To draw with us. Okay, so we are going to do a mummy with its babies today as a Mother's Day special. Hi Radhika, good to see you. So you're going to find out what we are going to do today. I'm going to give some clues as usual. Clue number 1. It's a sea creature. Hi Smriti, good to see you. So we are going to do a sea creature. Hi Sheetal. The second clue is this sea creature has a lot of teeth. Any guesses? Hi Harshini, good to see you. Hi Dia, welcome. Radhika says fish. Yeah, it's a type of fish. Hi Kanish. Kavin, it's a fish, it's a type of fish. Dolphin almost, Harshini. Naga, shark, that's right. Hi Shubha. Hi Tia. Shark is right, Kavin. Shark, Shriyans. Mitra, that's right. Radhika, that's right. So, Smriti, good job. So, we are going to do a mummy shark with its babies. Shark is the right answer, Dia. That's right. It's not whale, Kavin. Yeah, shark is right, Harshini. Shark, that's right answer. Nivedita, Sheetal. Good job. Shilpa. Very good. Meghna, you're right. Tia, you're right. Lakshmi, that's right. A lot of people found out. Dolphin, almost, Shiba. It's a shark. Uma, Kavita, Kanish, that's right. Shark is the right answer. Pragati. So we are going to do a shark today. Some fun facts about shark are the skin of the shark is very rough like a sandpaper. And then when a shark is put upside down, it goes into a state called trance state where it can't move anymore. So the scientists, if they want to do some research on a shark, they keep it upside down so that it can't move anymore. Also, shark has to pump its water through its gills. The water entering the mouth, it needs to pump it through the gills all the time so that it can be alive. So most of the sharks do not sleep. They had to pump the water all the time to keep it alive. Okay, so let's start our art today. I'm focusing the paper a little more here on the paper. Let's start with the measurements. We need to start with the pencil initially so that it's easier to erase even if we make mistakes. So I'm going to make the measurements in the center of the paper.
Wait, how do you have to keep your paper horizontal?
So there's going to be some babies on the other side and the shark, mommy shark in the middle. So
I'm going to do it this way.
make sure you have some room on either of the side, left or right side. Vertical or horizontal? Smriti and Meghna wants to know. So it's good to have it horizontal so that you have some room on one side of the paper. So I'm going to measure 15 centimeters in the paper, in the middle of the paper, and we are going to mark the center, which is 7.5.
How do you do 7.5?
So 15 centimeters with a 7.5 centimeters in the middle.
7.5?
In the ruler, the line between 7 and 8 is 7.5. You think it's horizontal back here? Yeah, horizontal would be better. That's what I think too. So we have a 15 centimeter measurement. So I have one mark at the beginning and end of the 15 centimeters. Also, I have marked the center of the 15 centimeters, which is 7.5. From the middle, so I also have a measurement of 9 centimeters at the bottom and 8 centimeters at the top. This is just a rough measurement for the shark's head.
Wait, shark's head? Bungee?
Okay? So it's going to be facing you all. The shark is going to be facing you all.
Wait, we're only doing its face? In
The tail will be at the back. So we had 15 centimeter measurement with marking the center 7.5 centimeters, and from there we have 9 centimeters at the bottom and 8 centimeters at the top. Can you repeat once? Shilpa? Yeah. So I measured 15 centimeters in the center. We marked the beginning and end, and I also have the middle 7.5 centimeters. And then from there, we took 9 centimeters in the bottom and 8 centimeters at the top. If you have a smaller paper, you can reduce a couple of centimeters according to the size of your paper.
Okay. Messed up because then I won't have space for the tail.
Okay, so I'm going to connect the bottom dot with the middle 2 dots here. I'm going to make a nice round semicircle here by connecting the bottom dot. So make sure you're starting with the pencil because it's easier to erase. I'm going to use oil pastels so that it's visible to you all. So we are going to make a nice good curve connecting one side, and we are going to do the same thing other side. So we have a nice rounded curve connecting the bottom dot. What are we drawing today, Usha? We are doing a mummy shark with its babies. So this is a Mother's Day special. So we have mummy and its babies. You can give this artwork to all your moms. So we have this nice rounded curve at the bottom.
Okay.
We are going to extend the curves a little more at the top. Can you wait? Yeah, Kanish, I'll wait. So until now we connected the two dots at the center, the beginning dot and the end one. We connected that to the bottom-most dot, which is 9 centimeters apart from the center. So we just joined the dot with a nice round semicircle. Okay, we are going to extend this curve a little bit more at the top, not all the way, just a little bit more. I'm kind of extending this circle. So we had the curve extended here
Okay, I have a big
on both sides. We're going to have a curvy line there. It's just gonna curve a little bit. So we have that curve at the end of the extension. Now we are going to connect the top dot. So we are going to connect the top dot here. It doesn't have to be curved. It can be a straight line connecting both the sides. So now we have a nice big face. So now from the middle points, so we had the 2 points in the center, we are going to make a connection to that. But before that, I want to say from the center, we are not going to connect it in a straight way. We are going to make a connection that's a little on top of the center dot. So it has to go like that. So I made it a little flat. Okay, so this is not a second line, so I'm just making a corrected line here. This is the actual line. So we made a little curve in the middle and we are connecting both the sides. So this is going to be the line connection in the middle. Okay? Yeah, Smriti and Harshini, I'll wait for you here. So we connected both the centers with a little curve in the middle. We are going to make its mouth here at the bottom. Also, we are going to make two eyes on the top. So one eye is going to be in this partition, the other eye is going to be in the other side. So I'm going to make one eye this side and other eye the other side. So we make two nice and round eyes for the shark.
Wait, guys.
Now all the way down. So if you want to keep a ruler, you can do that. Our mouth is going to be as long as both the edges of the eyes. So if you want to keep a ruler and make a measurement, you can do that. The mouth is going to be as long as both the edges of the eyes. So it's gonna go all the way where the eyes end. So if you want to make the marks, you can do that. And the mouth is going to be curved at the bottom. And the top curve is going to be so it looks like the shark is laughing. Okay? Shark has so many teeth. It has teeth up to 3,000. So we can draw all of the teeth here, but we can show some of the teeth here. So I'm going to make the teeth at the bottom, which is going to be like tiny triangles at the bottom of its mouth. This doesn't look like a shark. We are not there yet, Radhika. So once we finish that, it will look like a shark, hopefully. So there's going to be some teeth on the upper side as well. So I'm not making it crowded. I'm just keeping it minimal with just 4 teeth at the top. So after this, at the very top of its head, we are going to, since the shark is facing the front side, we are going to show its tail at the back. So at the very top, I'm going to make an extension here, which is going to be its tail at the top. Not the tail, probably the side fin. The side fin is at the top. Okay? So the tail is going to be, it's going to show up this other side. So from the curve we had here, I like your shark. Thanks, Kanish. It doesn't look like a shark now at this point. If you're seeing a shark, that's good. So right at the side of the curve here, we are going to make the tail, which is going to go like that. And from the middle, there's going to be another line like that. So we have one curve at the top and the other one at the bottom. So make sure where it starts. It starts right at the curve. I love your shark. Lakshmi, thank you. I hope it's coming out good for you too. So the other curve starts right in the center here. And we are going to join both the curves, but it's not going to be a straight line. So it's gonna curve like that, and the other side is going to be curved like a U.
This is not good.
So if you want, you can make the edges a little pointy. A shark's tail has pointy edges. So we only need a couple more things to do here. We are going to make two side fin. Where the mouth is there, we are going to make a fin right there, and it's gonna go like this again with a pointy edge. We are going to start it with a broad edge and end it with a pointy one. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So we are going to start with a broad edge and end it with a sharp one. So it's going to get narrowed down as it goes towards the edge. What size is your paper, Meghna? Meghna, I have a really big one, 18 by 24, but if you have a smaller one, you can adjust the measurements according to that. So you can reduce couple of centimeters in the measurements I have if you have a smaller paper. Okay, so we are done with drawing our mummy shark. There's going to be tiny babies on its sides. The babies are going to be very cute and very small, and it's going to be pretty easy too. So let's draw the babies on the side. So I'm going to make, it doesn't matter how many centimeters the baby. You can make it little medium size. It doesn't have to be very tiny because it's hard for us to color the tiny little babies. It should have its own eyes and mouth. So make sure you're able to color the tiny babies. Probably 1 centimeter babies should be good.
Centimeter?
Can you make a girl next video? Lakshmi? Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I like yours. Kanish, thank you. I hope yours is coming out good too. So we made a tiny curve for the baby here, and I'm going to make its tail a little curved at the top and curved at the bottom. We are going to make an oval for the body, So it looks like a goldfish cracker.
But my baby's facing the other way.
So if you don't have enough space this side, you can always do where you have space at the bottom or at the top or on the side.
My baby's facing this way.
Make sure the babies are facing the mommy. So if you have it on the other side, you can have the tail facing other side with the oval facing the mother. So I'm going to have more babies in a similar way, but before that let's do a tiny fin on the top here. There's going to be one at the bottom on the other side. So there's going to be tiny fins on the babies. Let's also do an eye here. The other eye is going to be just outside its body. The other eye is here. And there's going to be tiny little mouth.
Wait, I'm not done.
So I'm going to do a couple more babies just like this. So if you got one baby right, you can just follow the same thing with the other two babies.
But I'm gonna have my first baby. Me too.
So you can have more babies if you want. Just make sure it's not getting too much crowded. Mommy needs some space too. Okay. So I'm going to make one baby right there. You can have tiny baby or a little bigger baby. We are doing the same thing like a goldfish cracker. It's gonna have its own fin at the top and two fins at the bottom. And eyes similar to the previous one, eyes one inside and one outside with a teeny tiny mouth. You can add more babies if you want. So I'm going to just do 3 babies at this time. So I'm going to do a teeny tiny baby.
Mama.
In the same way.
Why is it not smiling? I need to get that smile on it. Could I put a smile on it?
So this baby is going to be tiny. And it's really closer to mommy. So this is going to have tiny little fins with a tiny little eye. You can do a smile if you want. Okay, so we have 3 babies here. You can add more babies if you want. Can we go for the coloring now? So I'll wait here for a moment for you to finish the drawing. Can you say how to do the baby sharks again? Yes, Sarita. So what I did was I made a curve like that, an inverted C, and then made two tiny curves from the front. So the bottom is going to be like a U. The top one is going to be like an inverted U on both sides. And then we made a good oval shaped body for the fish. So I made one fin at the top, just a tiny fin, tiny rectangle at the top. And we have two more fins at the bottom. It's just like a hook on both sides. And then we had teeny tiny eye, one inside the body and the other one is just right outside the body, if you see here. And you can have a smiley fish or a surprised fish as like your choice. Okay, so now we are going for the coloring. So if you want, you can add more babies too. So these look like just goldfish crackers. So I'm going to choose my mommy shark. I'm going to choose a purple mommy shark. You can choose any other color of your choice. Whatever color you choose, make sure you're doing one dark color and one similar light color that goes with it. Yeah, Kanish, I'm waiting here. So whatever color you choose, so make sure you're choosing one darker color and a similar color, similar lighter color that goes along with that. So I'm going to do dark purple and a light purple. So, my baby fishes are going to be different colors too. So make sure if you're choosing something for the mummy fish, so you can make your baby fishes with other colors. So I have blue, red and green baby fishes. If you want, you can choose anything else. So my mummy fish is going to be dark purple with light purple. So we are going to start with the darker color as always. So make sure you start with a darker color so that we can blend that with lighter color afterwards. So we also need a light color for the bottom of the shark. You can, if you don't have like light peach or light yellow, you can just leave it with white as well. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to start with darker color at the top of the shark here for its fins and the tail.
I'm not done with drawing yet.
So I'm going to do the fin first with the dark purple on the top. We're not going to completely cover it with a darker color. When we are using pastel, we need to be very careful that it's not smudged. We need to keep our hands and fingers away from the paper. Also, the edges are little rough. Make sure you don't have white spaces in the middle. And we cover the entire area very well with applying a lot of pressure. I'm going to do the same thing on all the fins. So half of the fin is going to be covered with dark purple. We need to be very careful when doing the corners. Go very slow. Apply a little pressure so that it blends on its own. We also need to make sure there's no white spaces in the middle. So just half of it. We're going to just do the same thing. If you have picked any other color, do the same thing. We are coloring half and half with a darker color blended with the lighter color. So I'm just covering all the corners. with a dark color first, and I'm going to blend that with a lighter color a little later. So I'm doing the same thing in its tail, just half of it, by applying a lot of pressure. We need to make the strokes very smooth. Make sure you're holding the oil pastels in the sideways, not in a pointed way, so that it covers maximum area when coloring. So we need to be very careful when doing the corners. Also, we need to be very careful that we don't smudge our own artwork. So I'm keeping my fingers and palm away from the paper so that it's not getting smudged. So I have all my fins and tail covered with the dark purple. Now coming to the face here, I'm going to do the corners of the face on the top with dark purple. Just the corners. By applying a little pressure so it kind of blends on its own. We are just doing the corners without leaving any white space. Also without going outside the lines. So we are only doing the top portion, not the bottom portion of the shark. So we are only covering the top portion of the shark because there's going to be a different color at the bottom. Whatever color you have chosen, make sure you have the same light color, which is similar to the dark color, like light blue and dark blue, light green and dark green, light red, red and pink, something like that. That goes together. So we have the corners covered now with dark color. So I'm going to pick up my lighter color, that's a light purple, and I'm going to blend that with the darker color. So when I'm doing that, I'm going a little on top of the dark color so that it blends well. That's when it blends. So I have the lighter color here. When it gets next to the dark color, we need to go a little on top of that so that it blends. So the edges need to be well blended, just like that. We're going to do the same thing on the other fins. So when we are doing the lighter colors, we need to make sure it's well blended with the dark areas. So when the light color meets the dark color, that is an important spot. That's where we blend them well, by going on top of the dark color. So we need that good blending in all the areas. So I'm going to do the top fin now in a similar way with a lot of pressure. and with a good blending with the darker color. So if you have picked any other color, make sure you have a lighter color similar to the darker one. We don't want to pick contrast colors which won't go together. Now I'm doing the tail here with the same technique applied. Light color blended with dark color. Okay. So we need to kind of blend them well. And the edges. Also, when doing the corners, we need to go very slow. So don't worry if you have pastel dust. Use a tissue paper gently on top of the paper to take the pastel dust away. Use a tissue paper to do it gently. So tissue paper is gentle on papers. You just have to fan it away like that. So if you press that too much, it gets smudged. Okay, so now for the face. So I'm going to cover the inside of the face here with the light purple. I'm going to blend the edges. We need to be careful when going next to the eyes. Sheetal, yeah, I'll wait here a little bit. So we are not doing anything new. We are doing the same kind of blending. So we did the bottom fins first, the top one, and the tails. It's all the same technique. Darker color along with a lighter color. So I'm using dark purple with light purple for the mummy shark. So we're kind of doing the same technique, double colored. Double color fins, double color tail, and a double color face. So we're going to cover the inside with the light color. So I'm using light purple here. So we need to make sure we are applying a lot of pressure so that the white areas are covered. Also, we need to remember that we are not keeping our palm or fingers inside the paper. That will smudge the drawing. If you are using oil pastels, yeah, that tends to get smudged. Okay, so now we covered the face here. Nice and smooth. So we have the bottom portion remaining. So it looks like a villain fish now, just covering the eyes of the shark. For the bottom, we are choosing a very light color. So you can either go with peach or light yellow, or just leave it as white. It's up to you, but we are going to do a very, very light color at the bottom. I'm going to do a very light yellow and cover the entire bottom. So there's no multicolored at the bottom. It's just one single color. So we don't have to worry about all the blending. But we still have to cover the white spaces. And we still need to apply a lot of pressure so that this area is nice and smooth. I think my mom will like this. Yeah, Kanish, I think so too. So you can keep this as a surprise for her to give it on Mother's Day. So we are covering the bottom of the shark with any light color, light peach or light yellow or white, something very light. So that we have a complete lighter contrast at the bottom. So we don't want any green or blue or red at the bottom. Then we may not be able to show the contrast. So we are blending well here. Peach or light yellow is a good combination for any dark color that you have at the top. Otherwise, you can just use white if you want. Okay, so now we have this area covered nice and smooth without going out of the lines. So make sure you're not going inside the mouth, because it's going to be different color inside the mouth. Okay, so now we have this bottom of the face completely covered with a lighter color. Can you wait, Meghna? Yeah, Meghna, I'll wait here for you. So if you have pastel dust, you can just fan that off with a tissue paper. Okay. We have a nice and smooth blending at the bottom. So we have the eyes and the mouth remaining for the mummy fish. We're going to use a different color inside the mouth. Okay, so we have covered the bottom of the face with a lighter color, light yellow or light peach or white, something lighter. Now for the mouth. We are going to leave the teeth aside. We are only going to color the insides. We are not going to cover the teeth though. So we need to be very careful that we are not coloring inside the teeth. We need to be very slow and careful that we are not covering the teeth, because the teeth is going to be white. So if you accidentally covered the teeth, you can color that with white later. But try not to go inside the teeth. We need good white teeth for the shark. So just the insides are going to be red. You can use dark pink or orange as well. So I'm using red inside the mouth. And be very careful not to go inside the teeth. Okay, so it's gonna look like this. Let's do the eyes at the very end, because we are going to use black, and we always use black at the end. Before that, we are going to do the baby fishes, and we are going to do some bubbles at the top. My first baby fish. Okay, I'll wait here for a moment. So after covering the mouth here, so if you want, you can have an outline for the mouth with the dark color that we used for the body after coloring the insides. But we need to make sure the teeth is white. Okay. So after we are done with the mouth, so I'm going to do the baby fish. So I'm going to use double color for the baby fish using white. You know that we can use white to blend any color, to make any color lighter. So I'm going to use my main color first and blend that with white so that it becomes lighter. My first fish is going to be red. So I'm going to do red on the corners and blend with white so that I have a double color inside the fish. I'm going to cover the fin at the top. So this is my red colored fish blended with white. So I have that little tinge of red inside the body. So it looks like a double colored fish. Though I didn't use two colors, it still looks double colored with white. So this is a tiny area, so we need to be very careful that we are not going inside the eye or the mouth. Okay? So this is my red and white fish. My next fish is going to be blue. So I'm using dark blue on one side blended with white. So you can also use two combination of colors if you want, like we did for the mummy fish. I'm just using white to make it lighter. So I'm going to use white to make light blue. So this is my blue fish blended with white. Ta-da! So these tiny fishes have tiny areas, so we need to be little careful that we are not going outside the lines. My next fish is going to be green. So I have a green fish here blended with white. So make sure your fins are covered and we are not going outside the lines. So I'm blending that with white. This is a tiny area, so I want to be very careful that I'm not going outside the lines and I'm not going inside the eyes of the fish, since this is a tiny area. Okay. So let's do the eyes at the end too, but I want to color my mouth, so I'm using brown to do that. So this fish is a surprised baby fish, so it's gonna have an O in its face, and this fish as well. So I'm using brown. You can use red if you want. So this fish is surprised too. But this fish is happy, so it has a smile in its face. So you can have a smiley fish if you want, baby fish. Okay. So let's do the bubbles first and come to the eyes. Eyes are at the last all the time because we're using black there. So I want to do rainbow bubbles for the fishes. So I'm going to do little circles with different colors. Let's see. Tiny bubble, a little bigger bubble, and a tiny bubble here. So I want to do teeny tiny bubbles for the baby fishes as well. Very tiny, because the baby fish is very tiny and the bubbles are going to be tiny as well. So now we need to have the double color inside the bubbles too. So I'm coloring half of the bubble and I'm going to leave that shine just the way it is, like that, so that it has that shine inside the bubble. So I'm just going to leave that white space, just like that, so that we create that shine. So these are like some multicolored rainbow bubbles. You're just covering half of the bubble and leaving the rest, because I want to show that we want to show that shine inside the bubble. Okay, for all the bubbles. So we're done with the big bubbles. Even for the babies, you can do the same thing, but there's not much space to show that difference there because it's too tiny. Okay, now for the eyes. We're going to do the eyes with black. So we need to be very careful when using black. Let's do the mummy first. We're going to make sure we are not keeping our palm or fingers inside the picture. We don't want to smudge anything there. We are going to make a teeny tiny black round inside the eye. And another one the other side. So we are doing a tiny circle. We need to be very careful with black, and we are going to do a black curve on top of the eye, just the half curve on top of the eye, just to highlight that. We are going to do the baby fishes now. So the baby fish is going to have a tiny eye. So since it's a very tiny space, we need to be very careful that we are not covering the entire eye. I can zoom that a little bit and show its eye here. So we still have that white space in the eye. And I'm going to do the other eye, which is just outside. I'm doing the same thing for the other babies. Like that. Okay. So this is how the eyes for the babies look. And for the eyes of the mummy shark. Now we have a good Mother's Day gift for our mummies. We are done with our mummy shark and its babies. Let's go ahead and have our artistic signature at the bottom. So let me zoom that a little bit and show our happy mummy with our happy babies. Can you zoom in again? Yeah. So this is how the eyes look with our happy mummy. Let's see what Kavya have. Ooh, a green mummy shark. Oh, that shark is so happy. Good job, girls. Okay. So I hope you all enjoyed today's art. I hope you all have a very happy Mother's Day. And this art is for Shriyansh and Veena. They wanted to do fishes and Shriyansh wanted to do shark as well. I love the shark, Lasya. Thank you, Lasya. Post your shark too. Great shark. Radhika, thank you. So we'll meet on Monday at 4 p.m. next. Coming Monday at 4 p.m. again. So Shriyansh and Veena wanted to do fishes. So this is for you, Shriyansh and Veena. Yeah, you're welcome, Shriyansh. I hope you all enjoy. So don't forget to post all of your pictures after the live is over. I would like to see all of your lovely sharks and with its babies. Can you draw a mom and a girl? Yeah, I'll keep that in mind, Sheetal. So we have all of your lists. I have everything in mind. Done. Thank you. Thanks, Ish. Yeah, I would like to see all of your artworks. So please post all of your artworks. Also post what you would like to draw next. We can always do in the next classes. Can you draw a peacock next class? Yeah, Bhagya Lakshmi. I'll have that in mind. Okay. See you in the next class on Monday at 4 p.m. Bye. Don't forget to post your pictures. See ya.